Now that you've found UBN Radio and discovered our quality talk shows, it's time to spread the word to friends, family, and the universe. 24 hours of music and talk. Radio without limits. That's why people keep coming back for more. That's ubnradio.com.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
We're jamming a Space Jam in honor of bracketology.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam.
Welcome to the jam.
Come on and slam, you wanna jam.
What? Quad City DJs on the morning score. It's our bracketology theme song. Hey, you, what you gonna do? Hey, you, what you gonna do? Periscopers. Make sure you guys tune into ubnradio.com channel 2. Morning Score live on ubnradio.com channel 2. That was fast.
That was fast.
I didn't really even say anything.
It was like your 40 time.
It was. Hey guys, you guys are watching The Morning Score, your top of day fix for professional and college sports and for gaming. Periscopers have to hang up with you guys now. Sorry.
Peace out, Periscope.
Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Erica Renee Davis. You can follow me on Snapchat, Periscope, Twitter, and on Instagram at Erica Renee D.
Yes. And
What?
Who am I?
You are
I'm Trevor Anthony, and you can find me on Twitter at Trevor Anthony, and maybe hit me up on YouTube for some giggles at YouTube.com/the Trevor Anthony.
And your Vine too.
Oh yeah, hit the Trevor travel tips yesterday with dual. I was just in Vegas for a wedding, and I had dual shower heads. And you gotta use both of them. You can't just use one.
You had dual shower heads in your hotel?
Yeah, in my shower.
Nice.
And you know what? I took full advantage because when you live in California, you can only take a 5-second shower.
That's right.
So I heated those bad boys up, and I had them both going. I was just spinning around. It's like a car wash.
I love it. I love it. Guys, make sure you follow The Morning Score on Twitter at The Morning Score and on Instagram at The Morning Score Show. And, of course, for all of you guys out there who are watching, we love and appreciate you. And make sure you tell your friends to download this episode on YouTube, download it on iTunes, on Stitcher, and on TuneIn as well. And join the conversation on Twitter at #TMS Talk. It's our Bracket Challenge episode, biatches.
Ooh, biatches! I'm so fired up.
Trevor, okay, so
Holy madness.
You're fired up, but I'm very stressful. I'm very stressful because here, listen, I just cannot tell a lie. I love college basketball, but it overwhelms me.
It's super overwhelming, especially this year.
I mean,
It's wide open.
It's wide open. It also overwhelms me because I will not tell a lie, but I haven't really watched a lot of college basketball this year. And so then I think, okay, well, when March Madness comes around, I'm going to give myself 2 or 3 days to, really focus and but you cannot keep up with 1,000 basketball teams. You can't cram session that in 2 days.
No.
And that's how I'm feeling like this is going to be pointless because I kind of don't know what the hell is going on.
Well, I'll tell you what, then you'll probably do better than ever. I've come to learn with March Madness, the less you know, the better off you are. Because we all think we know what's going to happen, and then all hell breaks loose. And it's crazy. And I'm with you. I have not been able to pay attention as much as I would like to.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that's going to behoove me in the end.
So what college basketball storyline, if any, have you followed this year? Like if someone stopped you on the street and said, "Hey man, I'm going to give you $1,000 to give me the spiel on such and such topic from college hoops," what could you talk about to anyone's satisfaction?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that there was really no powerhouse in college basketball. I mean, there were so many number ones that came and went. There's so many teams that started out amazing and then just shit the bed, if you will.
Yeah.
And then other teams that started out crappy fired it up. I mean, Michigan State, which everybody's saying should be a number one, they're a number two. I don't know how they're a number two. That's crazy to me. Another big topic would be Ben Simmons. Who, by far, at the beginning of the season, everybody's like, "Oh, this guy's the greatest ever." And he's going to be a good basketball player. But his team was so bad.
It's awful.
Terrible.
I mean, LSU has not been a basketball school since, I say 2006, and before that, the Shaq days. Like
Big Baby Davis.
Oh, Big Baby Davis. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And for him, like, I guess I'm still confused about whether or not Ben Simmons went to LSU so he could be the savior of a fledgling basketball program, or did he go so he could be the star and get even that much more attention because he was going to be the focal point because the pieces around him were dismal compared to his talents. But let me tell you this. Now, I'm a Bulldog. I love to say that.
Woo.
Go Dogs. Sick 'em. Woo, 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 woo. That's how you call the dogs, Trevor.
That's
Call the dogs.
call the dogs.
Huh? Oh, you want to? Okay. Go
Dogs.
Dogs.
Sick 'em.
Woo, 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 woo.
Oh,
See, thanks. See, Jarvis
I like that.
had me do it again because he wanted to make sure you guys got the full experience. Thank you for that reverb.
That was solid reverb. I didn't have enough woos in there.
It's okay. You'll learn.
Woo woo.
Woo, woo. So Ben Simmons, I didn't really watch a lot of LSU basketball until we played them about maybe a month ago. I don't know. And I just remember watching the game and feeling that the refs gave him every call. He got all the superstar calls. And in that game, of course, I was in my feelings because I felt like we played up to par with LSU's ability, but we were always behind the 8 ball because the refs kept giving him calls. So just in the few games that I have watched, I feel a little bit underwhelmed by Ben Simmons, and I know that watching 1 or 2 games is not reflective of his entire college hoops career, if you will, even though it's only been a few months, if you can call a few months a career. But I don't know. I don't. It was very disappointing to me to see all the hype about Ben Simmons and then to watch him against A&M when they lost 8-31, whatever it was, the ridiculous score.
They scored 13 points in the first half.
I mean, really.
They went a full half an hour, and obviously in basketball it's only 20 minutes, but half an hour like real life
Real time, yeah.
Without scoring a point. They almost didn't score the entire last 13 minutes of the first half. Finally, one dude hit a 3 with a minute to go in the half. It was the worst basketball I'd ever watched. And it blows my mind. I don't know, the recruiting of Ben Simmons, but yeah, why the hell would you go to LSU? I mean, I get what you're saying that you could have the spotlight, but if you're at a better program, you're still going to have the spotlight and you're going to get a taste of the dance.
True.
And,
true.
I'm with you though. I was underwhelmed by him. I know he's got all the the assets, the size, the skill, this and that. But I started watching him toward the second half to see if he'd heat up, and it appears he kind of gave. I don't want to say he gave up, but it seemed kind of lackadaisical.
Yeah.
I was I mean, if you're the best player in the world in college basketball, how the hell do you allow your team to only score 13 points in the first half? Granted, he was in foul trouble, but still, come on, man.
Okay, let me say this, and this I'm going to try to I guess include a cultural reference in here because I think he grew up in Australia.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
And I just remember watching him. At least some of his life, he grew up in Australia. And I remember watching him the beginning of the season and feeling, like you said, that he had a very lackadaisical attitude. And it didn't to me from the television to me watching in my living room, it translated into, I don't give a F. I don't care. Whatever. But maybe that's the Australian cool in him where Americans, we're like, hell yeah, I'm going to do this shit.
Dunk that shit.
Yeah, I'm going to dunk this football. I'm gonna dunk this football. So maybe it's a cultural thing. I don't know. Or maybe Colin Cowherd, our buddy. Hi,
What's
Colin.
up?
We love you. We're your besties.
Shout out every show.
Every episode.
Every show.
Yeah. We're going to have our own segment on Colin's show really soon. We're working on that.
Do it heard.
Yeah. Colin was saying maybe he just kind of felt okay, I'm not going to give my all because why would I get hurt? Why would I give my all and then risk my number 1 draft stock to get hurt for a basketball program that really hasn't done anything for me? I don't know. What do you think about that?
I mean, that's true, but I think he's hurt himself in being lackadaisical. At the beginning of the season, it was Simmons.
Yeah.
First pick. And now it's well, maybe he's the first pick. I mean, he's definitely going to be top 5.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
And you know what? Injuries do suck. So if he did get injured, and he didn't get injured, but you know what? it's life. He could get injured walking to class.
He could. Well,
I mean,
apparently he doesn't go to class because he doesn't even have a 2.0.
Oh, that's
You
right.
know?
He's not even up for the Wooden Award.
He's not even up for the Wooden Award because he couldn't maintain a 2.0. Now, listen.
Come on.
Okay.
A 2.0.
I mean, you can write your name on a sheet of paper and get a B or at least a C.
Yes. I mean, granted, if anybody is like, well, I'm going to vet Trevor. He's saying it. I did not get a 2.0 my first semester in college, but I was rushing a fraternity, and 3 out of my 5 classes were on TV. So I just taped all those bad boys and never actually watched them. Yeah, you could do that. So that was terrible. But if you're you were a cheerleader.
Yeah, well, I was a dance dog.
Well,
basketball dance team, and I majored it, and then I cheered for the Falcons. All this while in college. So yeah, okay.
So technically, you're an athlete.
Yes.
And I know I dated some cheerleaders in college.
Yes.
You know? And they're athletes, and they had study hall. Like, what the hell are you doing in study hall?
He's not going to class. Like, so he's walking past study hall to go to practice, then walking right back past it to go to the dining hall, and then going home. He's like, class, I'm going to the NBA.
I mean, I guess, yeah, if you don't care about he obviously doesn't care about college basketball at all. I mean, no Wooden Award, no tournament.
No tournament.
No nothing.
Yeah.
He's like, whatever, mate.
Yeah.
I'm going to he's going to the NFL all of a sudden.
Clearly.
He's dunking footballs. He's going to the NFL. He's like, just give me my forces in. Let's get on with it.
Let's get on. Let's talk about I dropped the football.
Fumble.
Let's talk about our brackets a little bit. Why not?
Yes.
Okay.
Woo! Brackets.
Now, so our bracket, Jarvis, are you doing a bracket challenge too? No, Jarvis.
We should have got Jarvis in the bracket challenge.
We should have gotten Jarvis in the bracket challenge.
There's still time.
Okay. So we said last week that whoever wins the bracket challenge owes the winner a bottle of their favorite liquor within reason. We're going to talk, no Johnny Walker, black or red.
Yeah, no, nothing. Nothing. Should we say like nothing over $50?
No, listen. I want Jameson.
Okay.
And what do you want? What bottle do you want?
I would say, what's Jameson's usual price point? Like $30?
If you go to Smart and Final, it's $21.99.
Oh, dang.
Smart and Final, you can be our sponsor. Thank you.
All right, I'll go.
What do you want?
Woodford Reserve.
I can do that. Okay.
And if you go at Trader Joe's, it's like $30.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trader Joe's Sleeper. You guys can also be our sponsor. Sleeper for alcohol.
You're right about that. And they have really good beer selection too. Great
beer, great wine, and their booze is at least $5 to $10 cheaper than your big markets. I won't name them because they could be our sponsors at some point.
Yes. Okay. So Trader Joe's, Smart and Final. That's where we'll be shopping. That's where he'll be shopping for me when I win.
Oh, but I did a sneak peek of your bracket and I can already taste that Woodford Reserve.
Okay. So let's start with the Eastern region because that is the most talked about region right now because allegedly it is the toughest region.
Beast. The East region is a beast.
Let's see. Why? Let's see. You got UNC. Okay.
See, here's the one thing about the East that I'm bummed about because, and I'm sure most people going into filling out their brackets, people have sleepers and they have teams that they are going to pick to go to the Final Four regardless.
Yeah.
2 of my teams were UNC and Kentucky, and those mofos would play in the first game of the Sweet 16, which sucks.
Okay, that's interesting because I have Kentucky losing to Indiana.
Oh.
Now, I don't know if you guys are watching us last year, but I was the lone person who said that Kentucky would not make it, I think, to the Final Four. Whatever I said
to
was
finals.
To the final.
Yeah, I think you said the finals.
Okay. Well, I was right. and I'm going to be right again this year. I have Kentucky losing to Indiana, so you have Kentucky advancing to the Sweet 16.
Well, yes, I've got Kentucky beating Indiana, which, by the way, I keep hearing all this uproar about this Chattanooga team. They're saying they could beat Indiana. Now, I'm not buying that they're going to beat Indiana, but I may put some money on them covering against Indiana.
Do we have a spread or?
I haven't seen the spread of that, but I'll during Nasty Stat, I will tell you 2 bets that I really like.
Okay.
Which this could be a third one. I don't know the line, but I'm going to assume it's probably anywhere between 5 and 8 points.
That makes sense.
I would imagine. Now, if you got it right away, it was probably around close to double digits.
Yeah, I was gonna
but now
say
that
10 or
there's so
11.
much chatter about it, people are probably putting money on Chattanooga.
So what do you have Wisconsin doing? Anything?
So
You laugh. He laughs.
I have them beating Pittsburgh and then losing to Xavier.
Oh, okay. So I have Wisconsin winning it all.
I know that.
Yeah, you saw that.
Which is why I can taste the Woodford Reserve.
And he laughs. And let me tell you, Wisconsin. They lost last year. Wait,
They did. They lost. They lost to Duke in the finals.
They lost. Yeah. And that's why I picked them because. Again, I haven't really watched much college hoops this year, so I just said, hell, this team.
Measures.
Wisconsin. Wisconsin. So you have Wisconsin getting put out, in the round of 32 or Sweet 16?
32, yeah. I don't even have them getting to the Sweet 16.
Really?
And even if they did, the thing is, they would have to beat Xavier.
Okay.
Which is not an easy thing. Then according to my bracket, if they did beat Xavier, they'd have to play West Virginia.
Okay.
Which that's a super tough team. And then if they even beat West Virginia, they would then have to play, I'm going to say, either UNC or Kentucky.
Okay.
That's brutal. That's why the East is so crazy.
It is crazy. You have the runners-up, like you said, from last year, of course, UNC, and then you have Kentucky. Yeah, Notre Dame. They're nothing to shake a stick at,
Right. No, they're tough.
Huh.
Just look at the 1, 4, and 5. You have UNC, which won the ACC tournament. You have Kentucky, which won the SEC tournament.
Yep.
And you have Indiana, who won the freaking Big Ten.
Yeah.
They didn't win the tournament, but how do you win the Big Ten
regular season,
and then you end up at 5?
Yeah. Well, who won the Big Ten tourney this year?
It was
I can't even remember.
Michigan State.
Michigan State, yeah. And Indiana won the Big Ten regular season.
Yeah.
The seeding has been very questionable, which brings me to Calipari complaining, or I can't even call it complaining, having beef with the fact that Kentucky was ranked or seeded lower than A&M after Kentucky beat A&M in the SEC tourney. And granted, it's only a difference of 1 or a 3 versus a 4 seed, and they're not even in the same region or whatever. But I understand why Calipari would be pissed off because Kentucky deserved to have a higher seed than that.
Absolutely. At least a 3.
At least a 3 seed.
Yeah, and when you're reading up on Vegas and their odds and everything, every Vegas odds had them around a 12.
Yeah.
Which makes them a 3.
Which makes them a 3 seed.
And it's like, how? And then when you look at them compared to A&M, they both ended up 26-8.
Yep.
They only played once in the regular season, and Texas A&M won that game in overtime.
Yeah.
And then Kentucky beat them in the SEC champion to become the SEC champions, and they beat them in overtime. So how far? And I know there's bad losses here and there, but it's how you finish. And both these teams finished crazy. Kentucky ended up winning 10 of their last 12.
Yep.
And A&M actually rattled off 8 straight until they lost to Kentucky
in the tournament.
And here's a mini nasty stat.
Oh, yes, let's hear it.
Both losers scored 77 points.
Oh, way more than LSU.
Like 3 times more than LSU.
Pretty much.
Almost.
Okay, so the East region is... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, so I was just going to say, I totally... And I'm not a Kentucky guy at all. Like, I could care less.
Ashley Judd is a Kentucky girl.
Bogan.
She's annoying me. I'm sorry. She gets on my damn nerves.
God. Could you imagine being at one of those games with Ashley Judd behind you?
Let me tell you. Because I would be the black Ashley Judd, but for Georgia. And I would be annoying people, too. And that's why she annoys me, because I'm annoyed by her, and I know people are annoyed by me when I talk about Georgia all the time. But I am she, which is why she annoys the hell out of me.
Well, in the great words of Chris Rock, I wouldn't hit a bitch, but I'll shake the shit out of her.
Shake that bitch. Not like a bit. Well, whatever. Okay, so according to you, my bracket's going to be busted from the jump because I have Wisconsin going all the way, but that's neither here nor there. This is all a gamble. Oh, shout out to Castor Lawson, the commissioner of my league. This is the bracket that I'm using for I'm betting.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I'm in a pool. So
this is your official one.
This is my official bracket.
See, I'm going to do 2 brackets this year in a big pool. This is my official bracket.
Okay.
And then I have kind of one of games that I couldn't really decide on. And then so I took that team instead of the ones that I did here. But this is my official bracket.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about, I don't know, which
Well, let's see. So the East, obviously you have Wisconsin,
I have Wisconsin
coming out of there.
Yeah.
I have UNC.
Okay. I mean, that's smart. I have whatever. Sounds like whatever to me. I got UNC losing to Wisconsin. So I have UNC getting to the Elite Eight and then then losing to Wisconsin.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we're there. All right. And then, well, let's just move down to what? The Midwest.
Let's do it. Okay, go.
So the Midwest, this is where I have my one crazy bracket that I like.
Okay.
So I have Virginia winning. I have Butler beating Texas Tech.
Wait, you have Virginia winning.
I have them beating Hampton.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
But my craziness is I have a 12 and a 13 seed winning their games. I have Arkansas Little Rock beating Purdue.
What?
And I have Iona beating Iowa State. And then I have Arkansas Little Rock beating Iona.
See, let me tell you, that will never happen because let me tell you, no one wants to see that on television.
I want to see that.
I don't want to. Arkansas Little Rock versus Iona.
That's a great game.
The refs are going to get the official NCAA governing bodies are going to put a message in the refs. They're going to be like, look, make sure these games do not get called in such a way that Arkansas, whatever, Little Rock, and Iona.
No, I mean, come on. It's that. How much worse is Arkansas Little Rock against Iona? Worse than Purdue against Iowa State.
I don't mind Purdue against Iowa State. Purdue has been a quote-unquote powerhouse this season, if you can even call anyone a powerhouse. Yeah, I don't mind Purdue.
I don't know. I love those little teams in the first couple rounds.
I don't.
It's fun. It's goofy. It's good betting.
It is good betting. That's interesting. Okay.
So I like that. And then, well, basically in there, I have UVA. It's kind of boring. Other than that, I have UVA playing Michigan State, and for the third year in a row, Michigan State will knock off Virginia to go to the Final Four.
Okay, I have that as well, actually. So, yeah, my final two in that bracket are UVA, Michigan State going on. Trevor's hotline is blinging.
It's my bookie.
They love it when his hotline bling.
The bat phone.
What?
I just don't see anybody.
What?
The bat phone.
Oh, like Batman.
Yeah.
Okay. He went Batman. I went Drake. You see what's
Everybody's
happening
going Drake. Drake's getting in my Chicago Bulls ears. Get out of my Chicago Bulls ears, Drake. Sit down.
He's
the Ashley Judd of the NBA.
He's the Ashley Judd of the NBA. That is the smartest thing I've heard in like 12 months. Seriously.
Count it.
Okay.
Put that on Twitter.
We'll do it.
We'll get all the Drake people. They'll start following us.
They will. I don't have anything interesting going on in my Midwest bracket. I have UVA beating Hampton. I have Purdue beating Little Rock. I know, whatever. I have Butler. Is it Butler beating Texas Tech? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing. I have Middle Tennessee losing to Michigan. I have Syracuse. I guess that's kind of interesting. They're a 10 seed.
Okay, yeah.
I have them advancing past Dayton. I have Utah beating Fresno. So again, I have nothing interesting in the Midwest bracket.
The only thing that I'll say is if Purdue does beat those little mighty mites from Arkansas Little Rock, from what I'm hearing, Purdue would match up really well against Virginia.
Okay, well.
So we'll see how that goes, but I have them losing.
You have them losing, see. So according to me, I can taste my Jameson because that bracket sounds busted to me, your Midwest bracket.
All right.
To me. Moving to where would we like to go from here?
Let's go to the West because this was the hardest one for me to figure out anyway.
No. See, I think the East was the most difficult one.
My thing with the East was just the difference between UNC and Kentucky. Who would win that? But in this one, God, there's like Oregon being a 1 just like screws up everything.
Why? Why?
I mean, they're going to be good, but
yeah.
I don't know. I think they're the first one to get bounced. But with that said, I don't think it's going to happen to the Elite Eight.
Okay. I have that as well. Well, I have Duke beating Oregon in the Sweet 16. So
see, that's the thing. I have Baylor beating Duke in the second round.
You have Baylor beating Duke in the second round. Okay.
I just think here's my reasoning for that. Duke not that good on the boards.
Okay.
They're shooters, but the athleticism of Baylor and them on the boards, I think Baylor is going to be fun. I just don't believe in this Duke team.
I don't believe in any of the beast college hoops beasts this year, really. And that's the thing. Like, you can normally go to your Duke, to your UNC, to your Kentucky, to your Villanova, your Gonzagas, and say, oh, these teams, I can bet them all the way to the Elite Eight. But I don't feel that way about any of those teams. So that's why I was like, I've tweeted last night that I was Christmas treeing the hell out of my bracket.
I just realized something.
What?
I am so chalk in this tournament. I just noticed that my Sweet 16 is all 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Oh, no, never mind. In this, I am not 1, 2, 3, 4 because I have Baylor.
You got Baylor's a 5. Okay.
Baylor's a 5, so I'm messing it up there. But then I have Texas A&M and Oklahoma.
Ooh, see, I have A&M losing to Northern. Who was that? Northern Louisiana? Northern Illinois.
Oh, Northern Iowa.
Oh, Northern Iowa. My bad. Iowa, Illinois, whatever. It's an I word.
See, that's interesting. Now, I think on here I do have Texas winning, but I think Northern Iowa is actually going to win that game. But I think, Texas.
You can't switch it.
No, I'm not going to switch it. I'm just saying. That's why I had my other bracket.
Yeah, okay.
But in this one, I have Oklahoma beating Texas A&M. But in my other one, I have Texas A&M because I don't know. I like Texas A&M.
But see, I don't know. Again, I don't know enough about their program, and I don't think I've watched one A&M game. So I would have watched the SEC tournament championship game if my dogs had handled business down the stretch and we had played the Aggies, but we did not. So I haven't watched them play.
See, the Aggies looked really. First of all, they won their final 8 games until the SEC championship game, so they're coming in hot.
They are.
And then they lost to a super hot, extremely talented Kentucky team in overtime.
Wait, do you think that Kentucky is really that talented, or are they just coached by Calipari and that's what gives them the bigger edge?
Well, I think both.
Okay.
I think this Kentucky team, and I can't remember what year it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago, where Kentucky came into the tournament. They hadn't done that much during the regular season. They did just enough to get, I don't know, it was like a 5 seed or a 6 seed or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then they blew through the tournament because they got hot in the second half.
Okay.
And everybody's like, we totally forgot how freaking talented this team was. It just took Calipari the first half of the season to coach that talent and get them to buy in. I think this Kentucky team has now bought in.
See.
And I think they're really freaking good. That's why I'm so mad that they have to play UNC. I definitely would have put them in a Final Four.
Kentucky deserves to have to play UNC, or according to my bracket, Indiana.
Well, yeah, they've got to. Well, hell, they've got to beat Indiana.
Yeah, they got to beat Indiana
just to get to UNC.
Don't you think that Calipari reminds you of like a sleazy used car salesman?
Absolutely.
Okay, I want to make sure I wasn't the only one. There's nothing against used car salesmen. I have a used car, certified pre-owned.
Ooh.
And obviously a used car salesman sold it to me. Nothing against him, but he's just so sleazy to me.
He is a salesman, but that hair.
Oh.
But he's good. He's the boy good.
Okay, whatever. Okay. Who do you have coming out of your West bracket?
So I have Oklahoma beating Oregon, but I want so
Dang,
badly.
You have Oregon going all the way to the Elite Eight.
Oh yeah.
Busted bracket. You heard it here first on the Morning Star. Hashtag TMS Talk.
All right, so now we move on to.
Oh, I got Duke coming out of that bracket, by the way.
Oh, okay. Duke.
I have Duke beating VCU to come out of that bracket.
Oh man, I'm already drunk off my Woodford Reserve.
Okay,
I can smell it and taste it.
Don't believe the hype.
I think is this your bracket from last year?
No,
Duke in Wisconsin.
right. But I think
did you bring the right one?
This is my bracket. Shout out to my commissioner. Get ready to pay me my PayPal. Get ready to send the money. Send money now.
How much is that league?
Well, we only put $10 in a piece.
Okay.
So I think there are only 6 people in it right now. So
all right, hey, every little thing counts.
That's the light bill,
right?
right.
It's a couple cocktails.
Two?
Depends on where you're going.
Depends.
Now, if you go to Pat's Cocktails.
Yeah, this could be 10 cocktails. They're not an official sponsor. They're not an official sponsor.
Not yet.
Not yet. But that could be a big night out.
They should be.
Yes, they should be.
Come on, Pat's.
Pat's Cocktails.
With your little barbecue stand next door.
Yeah. Have you been there before?
I have.
Okay.
It was pretty good.
Okay. That's awesome. Let's move on to the South.
Okay, we're going to the South.
This is an ugly side of the bracket. These are some ugly teams, I think.
I think
Temple, Buffalo, Hawaii, South Dakota, whatever. This is a very ugly side. So if you have an ugly stepsister, tell her she looks like the South Side. The South Side of the bracket. Yeah.
I don't have any. I'm like complete shock in this one, other than I have Temple beating Iowa.
Yeah.
Other than that, I have all the favorites.
Okay. See, I have,
oh, wait, no. I have UConn beating Colorado, but that's 8-9.
Oh, yeah. UConn's a 9 seed?
They're a scary one. Like Kansas, I still think Kansas is going to beat them, but that's a super hot team.
I think so,
Like,
too.
they came out of nowhere to win the Big East.
What? Why? They must have had an average season for them to be seeded so low.
Yeah, well, they were pretty much, they basically had to win the Big East to go to the tournament.
Okay.
And they went on a nice little run, though I don't think the Big East is that scary. But I don't even want Maryland beating South Dakota State. I mean, Maryland, I have Cal beating Maryland, and then I have Kansas. I have Kansas going all the way. I have Kansas playing Miami in the Elite Eight.
I just dropped my folder.
Oh.
I have Kansas playing Arizona.
See, it's a crazy
Arizona, that's your state.
Yeah, but I hate U of A.
Okay, well.
I'd be more of a Sun Devil guy, but
Okay, ASU.
But I am truly a Northern Arizona University lumberjack.
Yeah.
Go Jacks.
And
even though
they're not in there.
they were freaking terrible.
Okay.
They were absolutely awful this year. But who's representing the Big Sky? Weber State. Where the hell are they?
Are they in? Or did we have them on the thing? Are they in the field of 68?
No.
They're in the real field?
They're supposed to be because they're the winner of the Big Sky.
No, West Virginia.
Oh yeah, they're there. Oh, they play Xavier.
Where?
In the East.
In the East? I see them. I see them.
So they're gonna get smoked.
Yeah, no. Okay.
And so Arizona's such a weird team. I want them to be good. I don't really want them to be good. Well, here's why I want them to be good.
Why?
Because my bachelor party is going to be in Vegas next week. Not this weekend, next weekend.
Okay.
And I'm going to be there with a bunch of Arizona fans.
Oh.
So it'd be fun for them, for them to be all riled up. But I don't think Arizona's going to beat Miami.
See, again, my disclaimer, I have barely watched college hoops this year. So whatever Trevor says, I take it with a grain of salt because I don't know. Arizona's going to play Kansas in the Elite Eight, and Kansas is going to win and advance to the championship game. So your championship game is who?
So my Final Four, I've got Kansas, Oklahoma, UNC, and Michigan State.
Ooh, okay.
And then I have Kansas facing off against Michigan State. And then I have Kansas winning it all.
I need for you to email this to me so I can, put them next to each other and put them on our social media. Like, seriously, yes, please do.
Yeah.
Because I want everyone to see how awful you are at picking brackets. Listen, my Final Four: Kansas, Duke, Wisconsin, Michigan State. I have Kansas and Wisconsin playing in the championship game, and I have my final score was 62-57. Wisconsin win. Who the hell knows?
I just put my tiebreaker in this thing is total, so I have 154.
Okay,
would be the total score.
Okay,
so we'll have to figure out how we score this by points.
Yeah, well. Yeah, because we both did different. Okay.
I mean, we could just do like the first game's 1 point, second round's 2 points.
Okay.
Make it super simple like that.
Very easy because I'm not a mathematician.
Yeah.
I'm not a mathematician. I am a journalism-minded person.
But you having Wisconsin winning it all.
Hey-o. Okay, whatever. Before we move on, I want to talk about some little fun facts from the season. This is more for me because Kansas won the Big 12 regular season.
Yes.
This is the 12th consecutive year that's happened.
Right, crazy.
North Carolina, we're afraid of them. UNC, we're afraid of them because of their size. Virginia has dominated this season because of their awesome defense. This season, teams ranked in the AP Top 25 lost 74 times. And and 5 different number 1 teams lost before February. And I got this fun fact from somewhere. Whoever I got this fun fact from, thank you. This is the first time that's happened since 1949. Oklahoma, team to watch out for because of Buddy Hield. Is it Held or Healed? Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield. He's the nation's second leading scorer. This is Yale's first tournament experience in 54 years.
That's wow.
I mean, it's Yale. They don't need basketball.
That's true.
They don't need anything. It's Yale. What else? Oh, Stephen F. Austin is on a 20-game winning streak, and they've won their last 9 victories by 21 points.
And they're lumberjacks as well.
They're lumberjacks.
So some lumberjacks are in the freaking
Oh
tourney.
yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. They're your cousins. Your cousins. And what's another fun fact? That's all I have to say. Watch out for Michigan State's Denzel Valentine, but we already knew that.
Oh, he's a beast.
He is a beast.
And don't go to Louisville anymore because you don't get to hang out with prostitutes and
prostitutes.
strippers.
Let's talk about that.
And get
Perfect
free cash.
segue. Yeah, go ahead. You started it. Let's talk about the Louisville Pitino scandal. I mean, it's back in the news now because 3 more former recruits have confirmed recently to the NCAA that there were on-campus sex parties. And I don't know if you saw, but there's like an outside the line report where a reporter is in the Uber car that the former grad assistant is driving. Did you see it?
Yeah, I didn't see the outside the lines, but I heard that guy who was like the mastermind behind it is an Uber driver.
He's an Uber driver now, and I think it's in Kansas City now. And Pitino is still keeping his distance from this scandal, acting as if he didn't know anything. And it's really interesting because in one breath he'll say, I know everything. I'm a microman. He calls himself a micromanager. But then conveniently he doesn't know that his players are having sex with strippers on campus. And they did that self-imposed ban. So they aren't even eligible for postseason this year, although they had a pretty good record.
Yeah, they would. I mean, they'd probably be a 2 or 3.
2-3, seed. So I don't know. What are your thoughts about Pitino and this whole scandal now that is resurfacing with the latest confirmations?
Well, my biggest thing is how bad were those prostitutes and strippers if all these athletes didn't go to Louisville? I mean, come on. If you ever saw the movie He Got Game, those prostitutes were so smoking hot. You're like, yep. Yep. Where do I sign? Where do I sign?
I'm not gonna do one and done. I'm gonna stay for 5 years.
Yeah, I will stay as long as these two are with me. I mean, what the hell? Who were they hiring? But
we've seen the pictures though. These are some pretty, average-looking prostitutes. I hesitate to call anyone unattractive, but I've seen some hot prostitutes, and these were not those.
And I'm thinking Louisville. There should be some little sexy mamas there.
I think so too.
So I don't know what's going on.
Some cornbread-fed girls.
Yeah, come on, some hips. But I don't. Yeah. With Pitino and also, like what? I respect Pitino.
Do you?
And I could see how maybe he doesn't know, but it's
come on.
But no, I was going to say it's hard for me to truly believe that he wouldn't get any wind of this if he's such a micromanager.
Trevor, he knew about this stuff. He knew. I mean, he knew. Now, case in point, I cannot remember the grad assistant's name, but the Uber driver, grad assistant turned Uber driver, who was the mastermind behind the prostitution ring sex scandal, was spending between $2,000 and $5,000 every recruiting weekend. He's a grad assistant. He doesn't have $5,000 to blow. I'm not counting anybody's checking account dollars, but at the same time, he does not have that kind of money on his own. Right. He's getting that from somewhere, whether it's Pitino like secretly siphoning it to him, or whether it's the athletic department or the boosters who give the guys fun money. Like they're
See, I'm going to say it's boosters, probably.
Okay.
I mean, that is the only way that Pitino potentially did not know about it. If it was all through boosters and they did this so undercover. But it's hard for me to honestly believe that no player, whether they signed or didn't sign, ever mentioned this to Coach Pitino.
Let me tell you this. At Georgia, when I was in school, we had the Georgia girls, and the Georgia girls were the recruiting tools for football players. And that sounded really wrong. And I had a lot of girlfriends who were Georgia girls.
Georgia Peaches.
That's right. And they were all very pretty, very well spoken. Obviously they went to Georgia, so of course they were very well spoken. Right. But just very pretty, well-rounded women.
Okay.
When Coach Rick got there, he was like, nope. And actually, I don't think he stopped it immediately, but within a few years, he incorporated guys into it too. So there were guys and girls, so it wasn't just girls recruiting the upcoming, freshmen or whatever. And I don't know if he knew something that we didn't know, but I'm just going to take a stab and say that every major university who uses women as a recruiting tool, you know what it is. And I'm not saying every single girl who's an official recruiter is sleeping with the players. I obviously don't believe that. Again, I had friends who were they weren't being shady, but you're using sex as a weapon. And whether you're using it like in an official way, like we had Georgia girls, or you're having sex parties on campus, every school has some form of it. And Rick Pitino knew that his boys were up to something. There's no way he didn't know this was going on for 3 years.
Well, I'm sure he knew something, but I could see it being like, I don't care what you guys are doing. Just don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Don't get caught.
I don't want to be complicit in any of this. You know, and that's I'm going to say that's probably what happened, but I'm sure we're going to find out at some point. Like one of these athletes is going to be like, oh, hell yeah, coach knew.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know, though. Like if you played for Louisville, you have this allegiance to your coach.
Oh, I don't know if it would be
one of his
a player. I think it would be one of the guys
who didn't come.
Yeah,
to
one
Louisville.
of these recruits who ended up not going.
Hashtag
Crazy.
TMS talk.
I mean, just
hashtag TMS. Get your freak on.
I wish I was a collegiate athlete.
Really, huh? So would you have been one of those athletes partaking in the on-campus prostitution / sex escapades?
As an engaged man, I will plead the fifth in this conversation.
I mean, this was X amount of years ago.
I'm sure as a young 18-year-old and I saw some hotties and somebody gave me like $200 and be like, go hang out with those strippers.
Yes.
I'm sure I would have partaken.
Yes.
I'd be like, what? This is allowed? Let's do this.
This is real life. This is college. I want to stay forever.
Yeah, I'm sure I would have been making it rain.
Make it rain. Trevor, make it rain with your nasty stat. Make it rain with your nasty stat.
All right, nasty stat. Going into the first round, starting tomorrow.
Yes.
Here's just a couple bets.
St. Patrick's Day, by the way.
Oh.
Are you stressed out about St. Patrick's Day?
I'm stressed out because, I am a thespian.
Yes.
Erica.
Yes.
And I committed to a play.
No.
And I'm super excited about it. It's a great show.
On St. Patrick's Day?
We are having tech all day tomorrow. And the show's in Palm Desert, actually. So we'll be in Palm Desert all day. I didn't realize when I was committed, and I would have committed anyway because I love the show and I love the writer and I love the director. It's a really fun part. But God, it hurts.
What time do you get back?
Well, I won't be back till Sunday because we're going out Thursday. We have tech all day Thursday. Then Friday, we do a little more tech and then the show. Then we get a break and then we do the show at night. And then Saturday, we're free all day up until the show. So I'll be able to watch a lot of games on Saturday. I'll be able to watch some on Friday. But
so you're missing St. Patrick's Day and the beginning of the tournament.
It's brutal. I put out there, I'm like, if anybody ever questioned my seriousness as an actor,
yes,
now you know.
Yes,
because opening day of the tournament on St. Patty's is like the greatest thing ever. The only way it could be better is what it was like 5 years ago when I was actually in Vegas and it happened. That was awesome. So it hurts my soul. I was at Dave & Buster's with my older brother and my nephew yesterday, and we walk into Dave & Buster's, and it's just an amazing sports bar in Dave & Buster's.
Yeah.
And
Hollywood and Highland, right?
Well, we didn't go to that one. We went to a fancy one. And basically, I guess it would be Culver City or Playa, right off the 405 if you're going to LAX.
Okay, I don't know.
Anyway, it's super it's so nice. And my brother's like, I'm just going to hang out here all day, watch games, play games. I'm like, son of a...
Trevor, you guys send up your Irish prayers for Trevor.
I know.
Make sure they're coated in green.
As my fiance would say, Trevor problems.
Trevor
She's
problems.
like, if that's what you have to worry about, life ain't that bad.
TP. Tampon / Trevor problems. Trevor's nasty stat. What is it?
I will tell you off air my little saying for TP back in the day.
Ooh, I'm nervous.
All right, nasty stat.
Nasty stat.
Couple games that I'm going for. Arkansas Little Rock favored, getting 7.5 points. I'm taking that all day against Purdue. All day.
So Purdue plus 7.5?
So Purdue's got to win by 8 or more.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so Purdue minus. Okay.
And I have a feeling Arkansas Little Rock could win that game.
I like that.
So I'm taking that. And then I've got Iowa State and Iona. Iona's getting like 9. I think Iona could beat Iowa State, so I'm taking that as well.
So you're taking Little Rock to cover the spread.
Yep.
Which is 8 or 7.5.
7.5.
And then you're taking Iona.
To
period.
No, I'm going to pick them to cover as well because they're
Okay.
getting 9 points as well.
Gotcha.
And I think they could win.
Okay.
Also, just something to look at, and I don't know the line of that Chattanooga game, but that's one to look at against Indiana from what I'm hearing. I don't really know.
But not for them to win, just to cover.
Yeah, I would just say to cover.
Okay.
But another fun one, and I think I don't know if I'm going to take it, it's a lot of points, but Iowa State and Iona, both heavily offensive teams.
Yeah.
I think the over-under was 167, which that's a lot. That means both teams are scoring in the 80s.
I would say I'd take the under.
Yeah, but if you want to just have some fun, go with the over because that's just going to be boom,
Lots
boom,
of
boom,
money.
boom, boom,
You're
boom,
right.
boom,
Okay.
boom, boom. Just a lot of fun. It's so much more fun to bet the over.
It is. It's so much. It's very nerve-wracking, though, because you're watching it. You're like, please score. Make this. I don't care who wins. Just make this. Make this 3-pointer.
Yeah, which makes it fun because you're like, yes, and you have no allegiance to the team. You just want points
Yeah,
like crazy.
I like that, actually.
It's so fun.
That's
but
fun.
It can be very stressful, especially when they're like bricking everything and they can't hit their free throws. You're like, you sons of bitches.
Yeah. See, you get stressed out about over-unders like I get stressed out about college hoops.
I know. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be in Vegas betting some of those next weekend.
Bet your money on this NFL roundup. I mean, NFL. It's interesting, though. If you watch any sports talk radio right now or any sports talk television show, everyone's still talking NFL.
You're so right. Like this whole morning, I'm listening to Mike and Mike trying to see if they're going to talk any bracketology.
They're not.
All football.
All football.
Football, it just owns the universe.
It really does. I think I read a report earlier this week about NFL finally admitting that there is connection between brain disorders and football. Whatever. I just want to throw that out there.
Did they not see the movie Concussion?
They tried to stop the release.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
I haven't seen it.
It was pretty good. Wasn't amazing, but it was good.
Okay. I did see Straight Outta Compton. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Finally.
Finally. Holy cow.
NFL, moving and shaking in Colorado. Was it reckless for the Broncos to let Osweiler go to the Texans for that 4-year, $72 million deal? Reckless of the Broncos or whatever? And now they picked up Sanchez.
I mean, God, talk about gambling. You go in and no Peyton, no Brock.
No.
You've got Simeon or whatever his name is. Your only
Is it
quarterback.
Trevor? Is his name Trevor? Or what is it, Trenton or Trevor?
Trent Simeon, maybe?
Something,
Trevor?
okay.
Something like that. See, we don't even know his name.
We don't.
And he was their only quarterback. Now, Osweiler, here's the thing. It's like they treated Osweiler like crap.
You think so? Why? Because they benched him for Peyton when he got healthy?
Yeah, they bench him when he basically helped them get home field advantage.
He did.
And he was good. I mean, he wasn't phenomenal, but he was good. I don't know. Here's the thing. Sanchez, I don't really think is that big of a drop from Osweiler.
I agree with you on that. And actually, if you really want to be literal, Mark Sanchez has proven himself, well, more so than Brock. You know, he actually took his teams to 2 AFC championships, whereas Brock could have been on that same path, but his trajectory was cut short by being benched by Peyton. Our buddy Colin has made a great analogy. He says that it would be the equivalent of George Clooney starring in a show or a movie, and then his understudy thinking that he was going to keep the job even once George Clooney came back. And I think that's a pretty good analogy. Like, yeah, Brock Osweiler definitely held the Broncos. He kept their season alive, but even though Peyton was shit at that point, it's still Peyton Manning.
I totally understand that. It just seemed like it went down. He wasn't playing that awful in that Week 17 game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he wasn't playing great, but I don't think he was playing bad enough to be benched after all he had done.
Mm-hmm.
I could see them after that game going to the playoffs being like, Peyton or Brock. Okay, Brock, we're going to go with Peyton. He's freaking Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
You helped us. You did exactly what a backup quarterback's supposed to do. You kept us alive.
And that was his only role. I don't think that he should have ever, no matter how much media hype, because I know we were both talking about how great he looked and how much better his arm was than Peyton's. But when it comes to your football knowledge and what's going on in the locker room, I don't think that you should ever have the expectation of starting over a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady or an Aaron Rodgers.
No, and I totally agree. I just think the benching at like halftime, I think that left a bad taste in his mouth.
Gotcha.
I think if they would have let him finish that game, and then yeah, you have to be realistic.
Yeah.
You're going in the playoffs. You have Peyton Manning, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Like if you have any common sense, you're gonna be like, you're gonna be pissed because you're a competitor, but you're gonna get it.
Smart move for him to take that deal with the Texans. Yeah,
I think the Texans are gonna be pretty good. He got a ton of money.
Yeah, he did.
And I think the Texans will be a good team. If it weren't for Brian Hoyer imploding,
Well,
I mean, they could have beat the Chiefs. They were in the playoffs. I mean, and they've got Lamar Miller. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a team that I think is going to be a powerhouse.
the Texans break our heart every year, so
Texans.
don't let your heart get set on that. BJ Raji is taking a hiatus from football. The Packers decided BJ Raji decided that he wanted to spend more family time, and he talked about in his letter talking about his hiatus. I cannot talk. End of the show is like shit. Just forget. Just don't even be able to use your words. He said that he has been defined as a football player for as long as he can remember, and that his season off, where he was hurt, I think that he really had time to reflect on just how much football has defined him. And I want to know what you think about how that's going to adversely affect the Packers.
I mean, I think it's definitely a big hurt for them because this guy's a stud. You're getting your weapons back next year. Jordan Nelson's going to come back.
Which hurt them like hell.
Oh my God, who knew how important that guy was?
Jeez, Louise, Packers.
I mean, talk about people not stepping up. Mm-hmm. The Packers receivers did not step up.
No.
But they've got, and I can't remember his name, but they've got the kid out of Stanford who showed signs until he got hurt. But they're going to have him. They're going to have Nelson back. I mean, they're going to be whole again.
Yeah.
And now you have no BJ Raji, which I'm sure they can, they'll figure something out. But that's a big loss.
Literally.
Literally big.
Yeah.
But good for BJ Raji. I mean,
not even 30 years old yet.
how nice is that to have that, to be able to say that in life? Be like, I'm just going to take a year off. It's cool.
That's what I was going to say, too. Like, really.
I'm just going to get spa treatments every day, golf.
That's a very blessed
work
life.
out.
Yeah, or if he even works out.
Or if he just decides, screw this NFL thing, I'm done. I made a crap load of money.
Yeah.
Let me just make some good investments and do whatever I want for the rest of my life.
Let me just be BJ.
Or he could just come back and be like, I'm fresh.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm fresh and I'm ready to go, and that year off sucked, but I'm whole, and
yeah.
Let's sign this contract and let's go.
Trevor, our time is up.
Ah.
I mean, we had Maria Sharapova. We didn't even talk about her.
All right, real quick. What are your thoughts on Sharapova?
She lied. She lied and said that she didn't know that meldonium was a banned substance. I get it. We put so much pressure on athletes to perform. If you don't perform, then you lose your sponsorships. If you do perform because you're using drugs, then you lose your sponsorships. It's a catch-22.
It's tough, but it's so funny. Be like, I didn't read the email. It's like, come
really, dude.
on. Like,
the email did not go to your spam. Please believe that email came to your real inbox.
And if for some reason you didn't read it, your agent read it, your publicist read it, your managers read it, your lawyers read it, everybody read it, you knew it was illegal.
Yeah.
And, I will get that sometimes you put something in your body that you may not read all the little things, but as a professional athlete, you don't have that luxury. You better know every damn thing that goes in your body.
Seriously, especially when you're the highest paid female athlete in the world between endorsements and on-court play. So, yeah, lady. Sorry.
She's got some work to do coming out of this one. God, man. Tag Heuer,
yeah,
Nike.
Porsche, Nike. And now most recently, she's her United UN Goodwill Ambassadorship was suspended. We have a tennis friend. Is it Steven who watches tennis?
We mentioned tennis.
We did. Maybe we can talk about it more maybe if there's more to talk about in 2 weeks when we shoot again. You're watching The Morning Score, Erica Renee Davis. You can find me at Snapchat, Periscope, Twitter, Instagram at Erica Renee D.
Hit me up at Trevor Anthony on Twitter, and hit me up at Vine at Trevor Anthony, and March Madness. Follow
The Morning Score. Make sure you look at our Twitter accounts to look at our brackets to compare how we're doing throughout the tournament. The Morning Score on Twitter at The Morning Score. The Morning Score on Instagram at The Morning Score Show. Download this episode on iTunes, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Stitcher, on TuneIn. Tell your friends. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. Thank you. Until next time. See ya.
That was live.
I was talking real fast. And now we're going to look at our football while we listen to the Space Jam song.
It's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam.
Have you seen this movie? You saw this movie, right?
Yeah, when did it come out? Years ago.
Like in the 90s. I'm going to throw you the football.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Come on and slam.
If you want to jam,